Hello, and welcome to Designing for Access, Equity, and Inclusion. Hello, my name is Rechelle Mojica, and in this session, I will share practical ways you can use AI to support accessibility, strengthen universal design for learning, and create more inclusive online courses. Many of these strategies are small, clarifying instructions, offering options, but they can make a meaningful difference for our students. AI is a supporting tool, not a replacement for expertise, disability identity, or inclusive design knowledge. So I want to begin by grounding us in equity. Accessibility is not about going back and fixing something after a barrier has already impacted a student. It's about designing our courses from the beginning in a way that reduces those barriers in the first place. So in an online class, this might look like organizing your Canvas modules consistently, using clear headings, and ensuring that documents are accessible before students encounter them. AI can really support this process, but it's really not a replacement for our expertise or for the lived experiences of individuals with disabilities. Those perspectives really must remain central to our design decisions. So, AI is already having a measurable impact on education, particularly in the area of accessibility. Many educators have recognized its potential, and studies show that a majority of instructors believe that AI can improve access for students with disabilities and diverse learning needs. We're also seeing AI used in very practical ways, such as generating captions, simplifying content, supporting communication, personalized learning experiences, and meeting the needs of a variety of our students. So, when used intentionally, AI can really help reduce barriers and create more inclusive learning environments, but that impact really still depends on how we design and implement it. So this slide highlights three different ways AI can support accessibility in online courses. First, multiple format content. In online environments, students engage with materials in different ways. So some may prefer reading, others may benefit from summaries. Some need structured supports to stay organized. So AI can help take one piece of that content, like a lecture note, and turn it into a short summary, a discussion prompt, or even a study guide. It can take a longer reading and break it into multiple outlines or key points. This can give students multiple ways to engage with the same content without lowering expectations. Second, language and comprehension support. So AI can simplify a complex academic language, make instructions more clear. For example, you might paste an assignment into AI and ask it to rewrite it into step-by-step directions or a checklist. It can also support multilingual learners through translation tools and help break down dense readings into more manageable sections. This can reduce cognitive load and really help students focus on learning rather than trying to decode the instructions. Another topic is alt text drafting. So, this is especially important for students who rely on screen readers. AI can generate initial alt text for images, charts, infographics. However, the first draft is often very basic. So, as instructors, we would revise it to include what students should actually learn from the visual material. So, highlighting trends, comparisons, or key takeaways. This is where accessibility and instruction really come together because we're not just describing the image, we are really teaching through that description. So these strategies are not about adding more work, they're about being intentional in how we design access right from the beginning. So your online syllabus really sets the tone for your entire online course. AI can be a helpful tool for instructors when revising course materials to make them more student centered, easier to understand. For example, you might use AI to take assignments, directions, and organize them into clear step by step instructions, or simplify language so that the expectations are easier to follow. These revisions are especially important in online classes where students are often navigating materials independently. And when expectations are unclear, it can really lead to confusion or frustration and disengagement. At the same time, students may also use AI to better understand their assignments. They might use it to break down instructions into simpler steps, clarify unfamiliar terms, or check their understanding of what's being asked. And when used thoughtfully, AI can really support clearer communication for both the instructor and the student, and while maintaining the academic rigor and intent of the course. So, discussion boards are central parts of many online courses, but they can sometimes create unintended barriers for students. One way to improve access by clarifying prompts. So AI can rewrite complex or abstract questions into more direct student-friendly language. For example, instead of asking students to clarify or critically analyze, you might ask them to explain a concept and provide a real world example. Another important strategy is using structured response stems. These are just simple sentences, starters that help students begin and organize their responses. For example, you might include a prompt such as, "One key idea from this week's material is," or "I would apply this concept by." This is especially helpful in online courses where students may not have the immediate opportunity to ask for clarification, and structured response stems can reduce some of the uncertainty and support more meaningful participation, particularly with multilingual learners and students with disabilities. You can also offer multiple ways to respond, so such as written posts, short video responses, or audio reflections. This really aligns with inclusive design, so students can choose how they express their understanding. Finally, it can be helpful to model a strong response. AI can generate an example, which you then can refine to demonstrate what a thoughtful, complete discussion post might look like. So, this is one of the most important steps in using AI effectively. AI generated content should always be reviewed carefully before sharing it with your students. While AI can help generate materials quickly, it doesn't fully understand context, nuance, or the diverse needs of learners. So, for example, the content may be technically correct, but maybe not be meaningful to your students. It may be unintentionally reflect bias or simplify important ideas. So, in online courses, this can appear in assignments, discussion prompts, announcements, or even feedback. So, taking the time to review your AI generated content really can ensure that what we provide is not only accessible, but also accurate, inclusive, and aligned with our learning goals. So, a simple ethical workflow. So, to design with your universal design principles first, use AI to draft or enhance the content, review it for accessibility and equity, and then gather feedback and refine. So, as we near the end of this presentation, it's important to return to the role of AI. AI can support efficiency and help expand access in meaningful ways. However, it does not replace intentional design, instructional expertise, or the importance of understanding our students. AI can assist in creating material, but it doesn't determine what matters most in your course or how students should engage with the content. That responsibility really remains with us as educators. So, as we think of the role of AI in education, it brings us back to where we began with equity. AI offers powerful ways to support accessibility in online courses. It can help us create clear materials, provide multiple ways for students to engage, reduce barriers that may have previously limited access. At the same time, AI is not what makes your course inclusive. It's how we choose to use it, how we design, review, refine our materials that shape the learning experience. So when we approach AI as a tool and we remain intentional in our design, we create opportunities for all students to participate, engage, and succeed. In the end, accessibility is not about something that happens automatically. It's really something we build into our courses from the start, and AI can really support that work. But it's our expertise, our decisions, and our commitment to inclusion that really makes that difference. Thank you for the opportunity to share this work with you. I hope it encourages continued reflection and inspires in thoughtful, inclusive practices in your own teaching and learning environments. And here are my resources.